Welcome back, boys and girls. At this segment of our repair job, we're going to be replacing the lower ball joints of our Dakota. Now, as you can see on this one, the rubber boot's pretty well tore up, so it's clear that it had to be replaced. But someone asked me one of the ways you can check to see if your ball joints do have to be replaced. There's many videos online that show you how, but just to give you an idea of resistance with using this rubber band, you can see that I can easily move this one around with this rubber band with no problem. Whereas on a new one, if I try to do the same thing, it's not going to go anywhere. You know, it can almost hardly even move it by hand. Now, so that's how we know where to replace this one, which we're going to do with this Moog Problem Solver, which is nice because it does come with new cotter pin, new crown nut, as well as a new snap ring. And also, what also makes this one really nice is that these new Moogs, they have a Zerk fitting, which you can see the original one doesn't. This one, it's going to go right in there. Nice thing about it is it's going to allow you to keep the ball joint greased up over time, and you have to just make sure that you note that when you're installing it, if you look right here, you'll see there's a little channel right there that's got to face inward towards the inside of the vehicle as you put it in. So as you push that grease in, all the debris and old grease comes out, and it'll be going in towards the vehicle, keeping it away from your brakes. So that's one good thing to keep a note of. Basic tools you're going to need for this job is you're going to need a snap ring removal tool. Pretty inexpensive, but if you don't have one, you can usually use a pair of needle nose pliers. You're going to need yourself a half-inch ratchet. Breaker bar is definitely going to be helpful as well. And also, you're probably going to have to go to your auto parts store and get yourself a ball joint kit. You notice that this one uses a 7/8 socket, so that's what's going to fit on here, pretty standard. Keep in mind though that when you do go to rent one of these kits, you're going to have to put down about $130 some for a deposit, but you do get all that money back, so it's definitely well worth going there and doing it instead of having to buy a ball joint press yourself, because how often are you really going to use it, right? So first part of the video, we're going to show you on having to remove the ball joint itself. So when you go to use your kit, there's a couple videos online that are really good explaining how to use these kits, because they can be kind of complicated. I'll definitely include a link for you guys to check out. But for pressing it out, you want to make sure you have a sleeve that's going to fit over the ball joint itself, and then obviously a receiving cup that's got a hole in it large enough for the ball joint to drop in. So this is the setup that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and take this on over the truck, and I'll show you how to press this one out. Alright, so now we're here at the vehicle, and one thing we've already done, you don't have to, but we sprayed everything down with some penetrant spray just to kind of make it easier for the ball joint to come on out. And you don't have to, but if you want, you can go ahead and get some brake cleaner, and you can kind of spray things up a little bit. Take a little wire brush, kind of scrub in here, just kind of remove any kind of dirt or grit, just to kind of make sure that you're not pressing any kind of small metal pieces or debris down through the knuckle as you're pressing this out. So go ahead and take your snap ring tool, get it inserted, go ahead and pull out your snap ring just like that. Make sure you got all that debris out of there. Get yourself a little source of air. Air compressor works fine. Make sure it's all good and clean. And like we were saying, go ahead and take your cup and sleeve right up underneath. Make sure that your C-arm is centered appropriately. Snug everything up really good. Now that we know that it's all held in place, go ahead, as we were saying, go ahead and take 7/8 inch ratchet, and we're going to go ahead and start screwing this baby down. It ends up being a little bit too much work. You can always use your breaker bar. Hey, see, the ball joint's already starting to come out. Any second, it'll just pop out of the bottom. Get a little bit easier, and there you go. Just like that. And our ball joint is removed. On a quick note, just wanted to make sure you guys knew that we took the time to go ahead and clean out our lower control arm. Made sure it's all nice and clean of all kind of debris and rust. Used some brake cleaner on it, as well as the fact that since we have to reverse our C-arm and it's going upward now, to give ourselves a clearance, we went ahead and used our jack to go ahead and raise up the lower control arm. Some people have talked about whether or not you should put an anti-seize on something like this. I really don't see the reason to. Whether or not it may or may not be good. The old ones came out with no issue whatsoever, so I'm not worried about putting these in as is, and that's just going to mean it's going to have a tighter fit. So let's go ahead and get this pressed in. Alright, so we're all set to get ready to go ahead and install our new ball joint. On a side note, we had to go back to Advance and get their premium ball joint set because for trucks and bigger applications, we needed to get their 22-piece set that has a larger sleeve that's going to fit perfectly right over top of our ball joint snugly on the shoulder of the metal without touching this rubber rim at all. What's also nice is it's got this window here because, as we mentioned, we've got to make sure that this overflow gap is facing inwards towards the vehicle, so when we have our sleeve over, we can make sure that arrow is pointing in the right direction. So when we go to install, it'll be just like that. Once we get it in all nice and snug, we got our snap ring to go in, followed by our new Zerk fitting, which is in this case is going to go in with a 3/8 in open-end wrench. So just because it's the opposite job, we're going to be turning our C-arm upside down and tightening upward as opposed to downward when we were taking it out. So let's go ahead and get this puppy in. Once we have it all the way seated up, go ahead, take it down, make sure that the shoulder is flush with the bottom of the knuckle. Just need to back it off just a little bit, just enough to check and verify. That our ball joint is all the way up. Now that we've ensured that it's seated properly, we'll go ahead and take our new snap ring. Seated nice and tight, not going anywhere. And we'll go ahead and take our new Zerk fitting, start screwing it in by hand. We'll go ahead and take our 3/8 wrench. And you want to make sure when you orientate this that when it is all the way tightened, that it's not facing forward or backward, it's actually facing to the side so you can access it with a grease gun in the future. So it doesn't need to be too tight, so make sure that it's seated all down nice and flush. It's not going to leak on you. So another little turn here. Just like that. There we go. Just a little bit more. There we go. And now our ball joint is completely installed, ready to go.